Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me here for WLBT Plus. My name is Cara Shirley, and I am your digital news desk host, here to bring you some of the updates on things that are happening here in Jackson and our surrounding communities, as well as some of the crimes that have happened over the past few hours here in Jackson. We're going to give you an update on all of that. We're also going to hear from the family of the teacher who was killed over the weekend in a DUI related crash. A teacher from Canton. We're going to hear from her family in just a little bit. Before we jump into the news, though, I want to thank you again for watching, for tuning in. If you're on Facebook or if you're on YouTube, remember you can always jump in and leave comments. If you have any questions as we're going through the stories, you can post those in there. If you have any opinions on what the story is and everything, you can also leave that there as well. And don't forget to download the WLBT News app. That way you get those updates on all of the breaking news, as well as being able to watch our newscast. You can watch them live as they happen, or you can watch them on demand later. Let's look at what's the world looking like outside right now. I know it's really hot out there. That much I know, but it's also kind of pretty. Looking over the Riverwalk here in Vicksburg, big puffy white clouds in the sky, lots of blue and lots of sunshine. In just a little bit, Peyton Garrison is going to come in and give us a look at our forecast. I know we've got some more really high heat, really high digit temperatures coming in over the next few days, but we've also got a higher chance of rain. And Peyton's going to give us all of that info in just a little bit. Now, jumping into the news here on this, what day of the week is it? Tuesday. Why does it feel like it should be later in the week? Does it feel like that to anybody else? It sure does to me. So here we are on Tuesday, the 26th of June, and we're going to jump into the news right now. So there was a police are now investigating the death of a man that happened um, in North Jackson. The body was found in a parking lot of a liquor store. So they have arrested 35-year-old. Let's see, here he is, Jamarl Chambliss. He now faces a murder charge. So officers say they have a surveillance video showing Chambliss here running over the victim on purpose. And this was in the parking lot of the Liquor Connection on I-55 Frontage Road, near Canton Mark. So we are told that this happened early yesterday morning. There was at least one witness who saw it happen. We don't have a word on the motive this morning, but Jackson Police Chief Joseph Wade is calling this another senseless act of violence.
The citizens of Jackson are tired. They're tired of this chaos. They're tired of this foolishness. They're tired of people overreacting to situations, and they are giving us this information. They're calling Crime Stoppers. They're supplying us with the video footage of these heinous acts, and that makes it so good for us to be able to go ahead and make an arrest and bring some closure or resolution to those families. And right now, we're right at 78% in our solvability rate. And I attribute that to the great work of the men and women of JPD, but also the community making a stand. The citizens.
So, what do you guys think about what the chief said there? The citizens of Jackson are tired. You guys, according to the chief, are calling in. You're calling this information into Crime Stoppers, and you are letting the police be aware of what it is you are seeing, or even if it's your cameras on your home catching it, you're giving them that information. But the chief says that the citizens of Jackson are tired. They're tired of the chaos, and they're tired of the foolishness. And I think my favorite line that he said right there was he's tired of citizens overreacting to situations. How do you guys feel about what he has said? So Donna Owens tuning in. Hello, Donna. Thank you so much. She says, good afternoon. Yes, indeed. So I'm guessing that yes, indeed, you agree with the chief there. Let's see. Ellen McLaurin said the store was robbed not too many years ago. Thank you for that information. And Travell Ross here says that he agrees with the chief. The police can't be everywhere. That is very true. That is very true. I think a lot of success with any police department comes with the citizens essentially partnering with the police to be able to help them and provide information so that crimes can be uh, they can be solved and relatively quickly. As he says right here, they're around a 78% in their solvability rate, which is much higher than what the national average is. So, again, he says he attributes that to the great men and women of JPD, but also the community, also you taking a stand. So, Vera Irvin says that maybe Jackson can be safe again. Yeah, I believe that is certainly possible for any community, any community. So we just got to make sure that the citizens continue to work with the police and letting them know information when they have it so that they can get those that are responsible for these crimes arrested and behind bars. Now there is another situation that happened this morning, and it was in South Jackson. They are Police are investigating a man who was shot to death there. So they say that this happened near Benville Drive and Primrose Street, which I'm going to pull this up on the map so you guys can see it here. This right here, let me come in a little closer. So we have a Primrose Street right here, if you can see my mouse, and this is Benville Drive. So this is the area that they are saying the shooting happened in. I'm going to zoom out so you can see where it is in association with downtown Jackson. So we have downtown Jackson right here, kind of in the center of your screen. And the shooting happened over here to the left of their screen. So people in that area say that they heard gunshots around 5 o'clock this morning. So when our crews got there, WLBT crews got there, they saw a uh, tow truck hauling a car with what appeared to be a bullet hole in the front of the windshield. So we're still working to gather more information from Jackson Police at this time to find out exactly what happened and if they have a suspect or anything like that. However, once again, like we said earlier, working with the police, the community working with them. If you have any information regarding this incident that happened, please contact Jackson Police Department and give them that information. Now, there was a accident that happened in Vicksburg where two people lost their life. It happened when SUV ran off the highway in Warren County. It flipped and hit a tree. Now, this information that we have here is according to the Vicksburg Daily News. So they say that it happened a little bit before 3 a.m. on Highway 27 near China Grove Road, which is south of Vicksburg. The highway was closed for several hours, but both lanes are now back open. They have not released any names of those that are involved, and there's not any real clear information right now on what caused the SUV to leave the road, but we are working to get more information for you on that today. As soon as we get it, we will pass that along to you all. So we broke the news yesterday afternoon about a standoff that was happening in Leake County. And what we know now is that a man is in custody in Lee County. And this was after he barricaded himself in his home and refused to come out. So the ordeal began around 3:30 yesterday afternoon. And this was at I hit the wrong button. I apologize. This was at a house that was on Dixon Road off of Highway 35 in the Redwater community near north of Carthage. So it wasn't until around 8 o'clock last night that officers from the FBI, Leake County Sheriff's Office, and the Choctaw Police Department were able to get the armed man out. They had to use an armored vehicle and even a drone to coordinate their efforts to get that to happen. So the man's name has not been released. They have not told us yet why he barricaded himself inside of that home. But that is something else that we are working on today to get more information and get it to you guys. So, looking here again at our Facebook comments, again, I appreciate you guys so much tuning in. Travell Ross says here the citizens have to be a huge part of the change. People have to stop allowing their emotions to get the best of them. Thank you so much for that. I do appreciate it. Appreciate when all of you guys leave comments on here. Let's see. So we have Debrat here. AP DeBrat says, glad the person who did it got caught. Most of the people get away. Great job, JPD. So I'm assuming you're talking about the person that got hit or the person that hit someone and killed them, ran them over at that liquor store in Jackson. And, I know sometimes it can seem like with all of the crime, you hear so much crime that's happening. But just as the chief said, Jackson does have a 78% solve rate with crimes that happen in this area. And that is much higher than what the national average is. So maybe they're actually getting more than maybe what we sometimes realize or it seems like. So, but good job to JPD. That I definitely can agree with you on there. So here we go. Mr. Harrison, I don't want to mispronounce your first name, and I might do that. Says here that someone said houses had been shot as well. Thank you so much for that information. I will make sure that I pass that along to the newsroom so that they can look into that and see if we can get some confirmation on that. Appreciate you guys letting us know. Let's see. Donna Owens saying, please announce that about Chief Joseph Wade is speaking to a church/organization. If you're able to reach out to invite him to having the meetings for the citizens awareness. Yeah. So when we find out about those, we definitely put those out there and let you know about that. So, Ellen McLaurin asked, how many JPD police officers do we have in Jackson? I don't know that information right off the top of my head, Ellen, but I will be meeting with the chief tomorrow, not yesterday, meeting with him tomorrow to discuss some things. Which your question would fall right into what he and I are going to talk about tomorrow. So I will make sure that I put that down on my question list and we'll find out that information for you. So we're going to now talk about a situation, extremely sad situation that happened over the weekend in Gluckstadt. And it was a woman was driving the wrong way on the interstate and ended up having a collision with another driver, and that driver unfortunately lost her life. She was a teacher in Canton, and she had been a teacher for 20 plus years. Her name is Tyra Small Jackson, and she was 48 years old when she passed away on Saturday. Now, the person who is responsible, allegedly responsible for her death, has been arrested, but has also bonded out of jail. So her name is 32-year-old Jordan Sullivan. She's been charged with aggravated DUI and is accused of killing that teacher in the DUI crash. So she was released yesterday on a $250,000 bond in Madison County. Yesterday, Chris Fields with Three on Your Side got to speak with the family members of Tyra Small Jackson, and we get to hear from them, hear what they had to say and how they feel about not only losing their family member, but also the bond that was placed for Jordan here. Jordan Sullivan and her bonding out. Let's hear from them now.
She has a history of doing this, and now she's has a $250,000 bond. And my baby is gone and I'll never see her again.
Benny Small, the mother of 48-year-old Tyra Small Jackson, could not hold back her heartfelt emotions after learning that her daughter's accused killer received bond. See, she says she learned that her daughter was killed on her birthday.
My grandchildren will never see their mother again. My great-grandchildren will never see their grandmother again. She has a daughter who graduates in May. She would never see her child graduate.
Small Jackson's life was tragically taken Saturday when Gluckstadt police say this woman, 32-year-old Jordan Sullivan, hit her on I-55. Police say Sullivan was driving the wrong way on I-55 near the Gluckstadt exit when she hit Small Jackson's car head on. She died on the scene.
And I saw her car. And when I saw that car, I knew I wouldn't see my baby again. And when I did see her again, she was gone.
Sullivan is now charged with 1 count of aggravated DUI. It's unclear at this time, though, if she will face more charges.
And for this person to take such a life from us and get a $250,000 bond, I think that's a little lenient. I'm not excited about it, but we got to trust the law. We got to trust the law.
All sitting alongside one another. Small Jackson's sisters say they will forever cherish the bond and memories they have of their beloved sister.
Say sisters on three. 1, 2, 3, sisters.
And we all do that.
Such a sad situation just to hear from them and hear the family, hear the emotion in their voice as they talk about losing their loved one. As a mother, I don't know that I would have been able to hold my composure as well as her mother did in that interview. That would have been something that would have been very hard to do. So I applaud her for that. But there are a lot of questions in this case, and those questions are something that we are looking into today, as a matter of fact. The questions like, why was her bond so low? How long had she been driving in the wrong direction on the interstate? How did she end up on the wrong side of the interstate? And we are also looking into the reports of her prior arrest and past criminal history. And of course, her being the DUI driver, the woman who hit her. So her name is, again, Jordan Sullivan. Here she is on your screen. She was arrested and charged with aggravated DUI and got a $250,000 bond. She was able to bond out of jail yesterday, and she's 32 years old. So we're looking into this. We're trying to get more answers, trying to find out all of the questions that are being asked, trying to find those answers. We see your comments too, you guys, when you're posting them on Facebook, when we share stories and you guys ask questions and all of this stuff in our Facebook comments. We see those, and a lot of your questions help us know which direction to go with stories like this to find out the information that needs to be found out. So we appreciate that from you guys, and we are definitely keeping this family in our thoughts and prayers. Again, I don't know that I would have had the composure that her mother had, and I applaud her for that. And we are going to definitely follow the story through to the end. Make sure you're tuning into our newscast tonight so you can hear hopefully some answers to some of the questions that you have posed and that we have posed to authorities. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have Peyton in here, and she's going to give us a quick look at our forecast. We got some pretty extreme temperatures coming. You want to make sure you hear what she has to say. I know it seems weird doing a commercial break on a Facebook Live. It just helps us change gears here. So we will be right back.
The WLBT First Alert Storm Tracker is your live look at weather conditions from a ground level view. First alerting you of severe weather like no one else and covering weather threats from every angle.
Let's go street level down, pretty close to where the circulation is. We'll get right in front of it.
Informing you first with minute-by-minute updates. We are your WLBT First Alert Weather Team, 3 on your side, and Mississippi's most trusted station during severe weather. Sponsored by Environment Masters. WLBT is Mississippi's most trusted station during severe weather.
And we are back and we are joined by Peyton Garrison looking at those extremely hot temperatures outside.
Yeah, I mean, this heat is nothing to play around in, especially if you work outdoors. Maybe you do landscaping for, a business. I mean, this is heat again is it's going to be pretty high today. It's 95 already here in Jackson. Current time is 121. So, I mean, temperatures are already off to the races. But when you factor in the humidity, it feels more like 105. So again, dangerous heat potential in place yet again today. Every single county across central and southwest Mississippi is under some sort of heat alert. It really doesn't matter where you are. We're going to be looking at heat stress no matter where you're located, but an excessive heat warning is in effect for the lower delta. That is where the core of the heat will be located today. Heat index values may be as high as 115 degrees in some instances. So again, dangerous heat. Drink plenty of water, hydrating fluids this afternoon and evening. Try to take those frequent breaks inside as much as you can, because again, dangerous heat potential continues through about 8 o'clock this evening.
And we have some rain coming in, right?
Yes, thankfully we have some rain. There may be a shower today that we may see, just bubble up with the heating of the day. I don't expect any big issues with the heat or with the chance of rain for today, but come tomorrow, we have a better chance of not just rain, but maybe storms as well. The Storm Prediction Center has expanded that marginal 1 out of 5 risk for a couple of gusty storms. That's a level 1 on a scale of 1 to 5, so very low end. But when we have this really intense heat, it may not take much for these storms to pack a punch. So not only are we looking at rain and storms in general for tomorrow, but maybe even a couple of gusty storms as well. So it's important heading into tomorrow to keep an eye to the sky for your Wednesday afternoon and evening.
And the chances of rain, are they continuing through the rest of the week, or are we just going to see like a little spike and then it's going to fall off?
Kind of a little spike and falling off. I think once we get past tomorrow, heading into the upcoming weekend, we may just see your typical isolated summertime like hit or miss showers. I don't think we see anything like tomorrow through the rest of the week, but tomorrow's really our best chance of rain over the next 5 days, where we all have about an equal chance of seeing scattered showers and storms. Again, this will come along with a little bit of a cool down. I mean, low 90s sound a lot better than upper 90s like there are in the forecast for today. But as a chance of rain goes down, that's when the temperatures crank back up. So, maybe take advantage of tomorrow's low 90s, because before you know it, we're going to be back in the middle, maybe upper 90s as early as this weekend. I mean, we're just not going to catch a break from really the intense heat. It's 90-degree weather either way you put it for the next 5 days.
Yes, it is. It looks like July is coming in full force.
Full force. This is the first full week of summer.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it's going to feel like it's hard to believe, we just started summer off last week. It's going to be a long, hot summer ahead of us, unfortunately. And I'm just not seeing any sort, I'm looking in the long term. Could there be any maybe signs of cooler weather? I'm just not seeing any quite yet. Even heading into July, it looks like we're going to keep this pretty high heat up.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Peyton. I appreciate you coming in. We're going to take a quick commercial break again. When we come back, we're going to hear from some of the teachers that worked with the Canton school teacher that lost her life this weekend. We will be right back.
Watch WLBT live and on demand with the WLBT News Channel, Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and YouTube TV. Download the WLBT News Channel and watch Mississippi's most trusted station for news and weather. WLBT is Mississippi's breaking news leader.
And I'm back again. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, staying tuned in with me. My name is Cara Shirley. I am your digital news desk host here for WLBT Plus. It's a different kind of newscast that we have here. It's on our website and on our social media pages. This is kind of what we call an interactive newscast, where we can hear from you guys in real time, leaving your comments here. And we appreciate that very much. We appreciate when you guys chime in and talk to us. So before we went to the commercial break, I told you guys we were going to be hearing from some of the teachers that worked with Tyra Small Jackson at the school there in Canton. So she worked at Nichols Middle School, and they say right now they're really just trying to come to grips with her not returning to the classroom. such a horrible thing. So sad to see and think about. And just these kids who, they left school. They just a few weeks ago, they left school and this was one of their teachers. And when they come back, she's not going to be there anymore. So she taught eighth grade computer education there. She was a 23-year-old veteran teacher in the Canton School District, or not 23-year-old, 23-year veteran teacher there in the Canton School District. And Saturday, she lost her life on I-55 where she was hit by the drunk driver. Now, there was a baby and another person in the car with her. Thankfully, they did survive and they will be okay. But the co-workers of Small Jackson and her friends, they are still very much in disbelief of losing her. And they described her as an excellent educator. We'll hear from them now.
When I came into this school as an administrator, she welcomed me with open arms. She made sure that her doors was open to me. She made sure that I didn't have to want for anything here at Nichols Middle School. So that was just her. That was her as a person. That was her as an educator. That was just her.
So horrible. Again, there are lots of questions that you guys have posed on social media in our comments of the stories that we've posted with this. And there are questions that we are seeking answers to. Why was her bond so low? The individual that hit is Tyra Small Jackson. Here on your screen, you can see her. Why is her bond so low? How long has she been driving in the wrong direction? How did she end up on the wrong side of the interstate? Looking at her prior arrest and her past criminal history, we're asking all of those questions and we're trying to get those answers for you guys. So make sure you tune in tonight to WLBT and all of our newscasts so that you can hear from our reporters that are working this story to get the answers for you guys. Now, yesterday, we were at the court case for some legal proceedings that begun for Mary Carter and her wrongful termination suit. And she was a former City of Jackson water employee. And she says that she was fired for speaking out to us, WLBT. So, her interview with Three on Your Side, it aired back in August of 2022. Less than a month later, she was fired. So her lawyers are saying that it was the interview that got her fired, which they claim is a violation of her free speech rights. But the city says that that is not true. So Mayor Lumumba testified that he never even saw the interview before any termination decisions were made. And former Public Works Director Jordan Hillman testified that she fired Carter for incompetence, not because of the interview that she did here with WLBT. You can read more of the testimony visiting this story on our website, WLBT.com. And make sure you tune in tonight because we are following this case through today as well. So we'll have more information on that for you. I want to kind of a brag on one of our reporters here at WLBT. You guys all know and love him. He's a reporter and an anchor, and his name is CJ LeMaster. So he has won a very prestigious award from the nonprofit organization Investigative Reporters and Editors, or IRE for short. So CJ, one of our photographers, Carlos Sanders, and our graphic artist, Brendan Davis, are all being recognized for outstanding investigative journalism for a series of reports that we call Side Hustle. You guys probably remember this story that we broke. So our investigation found evidence that the mayor of Richland and the Pearl police chief could have been committing timesheet fraud and getting paid for work they were not doing in other taxpayer-funded jobs in Rankin County. So since this report aired both of the men have resigned. But want to say again, congratulations to CJ Lamaster, our photographer Carlos Sanders, and our graphic artist Brendan Davis, who are all recipients of this award. It's a very, very prestigious award. And so we're proud of them. We're proud to have these guys as part of our team, and we're proud to have people who go after the hard stories and find out stuff that maybe well, definitely in this case, that the taxpayers deserve to know about. So again, congratulations to them. We're going to end it today here with WLBT Plus, and of course, we will be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Make sure if you are going to be outside any that you are drinking plenty of water, trying to find that time in the shade or the air conditioning, and just stay well hydrated and try to stay cool in these very hot temperatures that we're going to have over the next 25 years of our life, so it seems, here in Mississippi. It's summer. It's going to be hot. That's what we're going to deal with. But let's try to do it as safe as possible. I'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I hope you guys join me then. I appreciate you all tuning in here on Facebook and our YouTube page. Appreciate all of your comments. And we'll be back tomorrow. You guys have a great day and stay safe in that heat.